What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to another video. Welcome to another Akihabara late night walk and talk. It's been a while since the last one. Came out here, spent a lot of the afternoon and evening doing some card shopping, and I figured I'd stick around for a little bit longer to do a late night walk and talk. Hold on, it's currently, there you go, 1:15. So today I figured I'll walk around, we'll go to the usual suspect card stores, and I'll give you my kind of recent findings from today, what I've seen, kind of the recent changes. I'll give you a bit of, I don't know, maybe some tips and tricks on which card stores to go to, which ones to maybe avoid, some other general observations, and then, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, maybe do a bit of Oripa, original pack, mystery pack explanation. There are some vending machines we can go to. I think there's some things there I can maybe teach you about. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. It's only 1:15, which is late, but it's not that late, so it's not that quiet. There's a lot of construction work going on, that kind of stuff. So hopefully it's still chill. Yeah, we're right at the main exit of Akihabara Station. And in this building right here, a lot of you might already know, are Dragon Star and Card Rush, two very famous card shops. I actually bought a few cards there today. Oh, that's one thing I want to do. If I get the opportunity at some point, if there's some good lighting or something, I'll show you the cards I bought today. But that will be later. Yeah, Dragon Star, Card Rush, they're good. They're solid card stores. I don't think they're like anything special, but they're decent. I feel like those two card stores are kind of like the, I don't know, how should I say this? Like, I'm thinking of pizza. They're the card shop equivalent of a pizza margarita. It's fine, it's good. I can't think of anyone who doesn't like pizza margarita, but it's nothing special. The good thing about these two stores is that they're pretty much the standard for Japanese market price. And so you're not gonna get ripped off. Stuff might be a little bit more expensive than other stores. They have good stock. They're definitely worth going to. Yeah, you're not gonna find like the best deals ever, but I bought a few cards there today, and you'll see them later. Yeah, but you're not getting ripped off. In fact, we're going to a few stores right now where you are gonna get ripped off. So I'll show you exactly which ones to avoid, and they're just around the corner. Yeah, we're walking towards the main road now. You see a lot of stores are getting restocked this time of day, this time of night, I guess. We're taking a left turn right here. I love this little alleyway. It's like a little short, I don't know, moment back in time. Feels like the 1980s in here. Those city pop vibes. Okay, so ahead of us is the Radio Kaikan building. And this one it's all right. It's got a few notable card stores inside. Silabo, Muggy, Yellow Submarine. The Muggy in this building, oh, sorry. There you go. The Muggy in this building is running low on stock. They have been for a while now. It's they started to stock like a lot of other card games, and yeah, I don't know. Can be expensive, can be good. Got to be a little bit lucky. It's all right. It's definitely worth visiting, but they used to be full of Pokemon cards. Now maybe it's like a third of the store is Pokemon. And yeah, so here's another Sea Labo, which is all right downstairs. They got some decent stuff. Saw some good prices there today. And then here is Sneaker Dunk. That is one to avoid. Sneaker Dunk, you are gonna get ripped off. I walked in there today, full of tourists, basically. No locals buying in there, just tourists, and the prices were according. Everything was like a 20-25% markup, so I would definitely avoid going in there to buy stuff if you can help it. You know, they got a good selection, sure, but you'll find the same cards in other stores here. So good timing to cross the main road, and we're heading to Hareruya, which is, interestingly enough, another very overpriced store. A lot of people in the West really like the Hareruya online shop, or maybe not like really like it, but they frequently browse it to see what they got. I'll say, here's some construction work going, something happening, so. And some loud motorcycles crossing. Yeah, this is Haruya, the Haruya Oripa machine. We might check this one out later. It might come back. It's a little noisy right now, so it might come back later. Yeah, Haruya, very overpriced. Holy cow, I walked in there today and I was kind of shocked, gotta be honest with you. I mean, every time I go in there, it's overpriced. It's nothing new. But it just kind of really, really sunk in today. It's like, man, that store is way overpriced. I'll let this truck pass. Feels familiar. Just like 7 months ago, during my last, or my first Akihabara walk and talk, the loud garbage trucks. Yeah, I gotta be a bit careful with my camera. There's still a lot of like maids out, or just maybe in front of us you saw a little bit there. A lot of maids going home. They don't like to be filmed, and of course I want to respect that. Yeah, Haruya, man, that place is just so bloody damn expensive. I wouldn't go there. Some observations. Oh, here's another Dragon Star, by the way. It's much, much smaller than the main one, the train station. Some observations today. One thing I noticed is that there's a lot more seal in stock than a few months ago. It felt like a few months ago. When I say a few months ago, I'm talking like maybe February-ish, March-ish. Over here, Fuku Toreka. A lot of people will know this one. They got a lot of high-end stuff. If you're looking for high-end stuff, this is your place. Shinings, gold stars, crystals, whatever, right? They got it, but they're expensive. They're very expensive. It's also a very fancy store. It's a good thing as well to keep in mind. The fancier the store looks, the newer it looks, the more expensive it probably is. But yeah, it felt like a few months ago a lot of seal stuff was being bought. And it was very hard to find certain things, like vintage packs you hardly saw a few months ago. Slightly older booster boxes you really didn't see anymore. And now a lot of this stuff is kind of back in stock, but a lot of it has gone up in price. And so it's kind of these rinse and repeat cycles, right? Where things sell out because of some hype, some boom or something. And then when it's somewhere expensive, then people start selling because they've made money or whatever, right? Or the people who've been sitting on this stuff for years potentially finally want to sell it. So that's nothing new. So now we are walking towards Mandarake, the big dark building on the right there in front of us. Mandarake it's okay. I would recommend Mandarake maybe in other cities, or if you are in Tokyo, maybe the one in Shibuya. It's a little bit better even than this one, just because they don't have a lot of cards. Their conditions are okay. Like, you find some good condition stuff in there, but they just don't have a lot of stuff in here. They really don't. Very, very few cards. This one, this is a cool one. This little alleyway just past the Mandarake. I always forget this store, and honestly, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. Himitsu, I think Himitsu something secret. I'm not sure 100%. This one is a store that kind of gets forgotten about often. I feel like I don't see it in a lot of like card shopping videos. I bought one card there, 2 cards there today. Yeah, a couple cards. You'll see them later. I think it's decent. It's not like, how should I say this? They have a pretty good selection, like a nice variety of stuff. And for the modern stuff, I noticed today, a lot of their modern stuff was very clean and priced very well. You might think modern is always clean, isn't it? Well, not really. You go back a couple of years and suddenly it gets hard to find mint cards. You'd be surprised how tough it is. Even like I noticed today, how hard it is to find like clean Visa Universe SARs. I picked up a couple today, And yeah, not a lot of stores had them. A lot of stores had them in the yellow sticker, the damaged pile, or the damaged showcase, not pile. What am I saying? Oh, it's late. But yeah, it's getting kind of tough to find those clean cards that are even just a few years old. It seems weird. I don't know if they've all been bought up or whatever, right? But yeah, just something I noticed today. And that store, they had a good amount of the what I would call like clean, slightly older modern cards. Okay, here we have is this new? I don't remember this one. That's a lot of Oripa machines, fancy ones too, with touchscreen. Sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Holy cow. I actually want to go to this other one, the yellow one, the one we went to 7 months ago. And I want to show you something. A little bit of a hint, if you want to use these, something to pay attention to. All right, check this out. This is what I want to show you. Okay, so you walk up to one of these vending machines, right? And you see the chase cards. You see the price, one play, 500 yen. Seems pretty good. You see the other cards, looks pretty decent, right? Oh, these are all cards I can win. There's a lot of cards, fantastic, right? Well, you see here what it says. So again, it costs one play 500 yen. Then here, this little number. In total, there are 600 mystery packs. And Atari, you get 60. 60 of these 600 are considered hits. Now you might think, well, this is the hit, right? These are the hits. No, all of these are the hits. This is the big hit, the medium hit, and these are other hits. So 10% of all these 600 are these kind of cards, which means 90% of the time you're getting something worse than these. Okay? So it's something to keep in mind. They're pretty good with how they do it. I mean, they're pretty smart. You know, they get you to pay attention to this cool stuff, or look for this cool stuff. But just got to be careful. Just got to be careful. All right, where are we going? I don't think we can pass back there due to construction, so we're going to turn around. Let's hit the main road. So just something to keep in mind when you see these Oripa vending machines, or even in the stores. Do the math. Do the math. They have to usually display the odds, or at least how many there are, and you can do the math and figure out, is it worth it, is it not worth it. Sometimes they'll also show you the hazare paku, which means they'll show you the dud. I think we are gonna go. Let's go this way. They'll show you the dud packs, or what you can expect to get in the dud packs, and typically those are better. Now, obviously, it goes without saying, I heavily advise against doing Oripa because it's usually a waste of money. But we all know sometimes we just want to gamble. Okay, while we're here, shout out PDG. Bought a couple cards here today. This is the best store in Akihabara, hands down. Otachu is great too, obviously very famous Otachu. Maybe the best vintage section at Akihabara. Didn't buy a card there today. First time in a long time I bought a card in Otachu. But yeah, it just didn't have anything worth buying today to me. At least the stuff that I expected. But PDG is freaking awesome. Then El Dorado on the 4th floor is also pretty decent. They got some decent stuff there. But PDG, okay. The reason why PDG is amazing, not because of their selection. They don't have a lot of cards. Let's go back here. I'll show you another store. Yeah, PDG, they don't have a lot of cards, but their prices are good. No like crazy steals, but you look at the card, you look at the condition, you look at the price, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. That's like a decent buy. That's a cool card. That's a fair price. They're just good. Now, the main reason though why I think PDG is amazing, here by the way, is Surugaya. This is the one with the Pokemon cards. We walked past another one earlier. that does not have Pokemon cards, or very few. This one has a good selection, but just, I looked at a bunch of cards today. I thought everything was a little overpriced. I saw another dude spend, I think, 150,000 yen, and I was like, man, I don't know which cards were worth buying in that store. But there's a good selection, and sometimes you can find some steals in here. Here as well, more Oripa vending machines. We'll try and get one from Haruruya. I want to test the Haruruya one, because Haruruya is super famous. Hopefully those workers aren't there anymore. It's a little more quiet. We'll find out. Anyways, PDG, back to PDG. The main reason, okay, why PDG is so freaking good is because of the staff. They are amazing. A lot of card stores you walk into, and the staff members seem a little grumpy. They might seem like they don't really want to be there. Not everywhere. Like, there's a lot of nice staff members in different stores, of course, but PDG, I walked in today, and they were literally singing along the song that was playing in the store. And just super ginky, super happy, super energetic. And you can also tell, you can just tell, they're not doing it because they want to sell you a card. They're doing it because they're just in a good mood, good vibes. And I bought a couple stores. We got talking. We were talking for like 5-10 minutes, just a regular conversation, a little bit about cards, a little bit about other stuff. And it was just cool. So PDG, worth going just for the vibes, honestly. It is such a cool store. All right, we're heading back to Haruruya, and I want to grab a beer later before I go home. We'll finish it off with a beer because I have a little bit of an announcement to make at the end, but yeah, we're going back to Haruruya now. I want to test out the Oripas, and we'll just get a couple and see what happens. So one thing I noticed today, I shouldn't say I noticed it today because this isn't news to me. It's probably not news to anyone, but today it really sunk in. For the first time, it really sunk in. A lot of stuff has gotten very expensive over the last 6 months, maybe 7-8 months, maybe, if you really push it. Yeah, a lot of stuff has gotten a lot more expensive. And I always ask myself when I go to these stores in Akihabara, who is paying these prices? Who's buying these cards for these crazy prices? And not every card sells. There are cards in stores that I've seen in those same stores half a year ago. But a lot of stuff does sell. Inventory changes frequently. And I just, I ask myself, who is buying this stuff? And then you see the videos of the YouTubers, coming to Japan, buying a lot of cards, and you might think, oh, they gotta be the ones buying all this stuff. The streamers, the graders, right? And sure, they buy a lot of stuff. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that's that much. What I noticed today, and what really sunk in, is that most of the stuff that gets bought is just tourists not price checking. I think that's the main thing. It's just, we'll take the back street. It's just tourists wanting a souvenir from Japan, from their Japan trip. I think that is so much of what sells. Like the PSA stuff that's overpriced. The old vintage cards that are overpriced. I think a lot of people just want to buy a cool card when they're in Japan and take it home as a souvenir. And I think that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I get it. But for us people who are concerned about the price, we want to get a good deal, and we look at the comps, we look at what this stuff sells for online in a PSA 8, 9, 10, all this stuff, right? For us, it's a bit frustrating. And if you think about it, you think about your own country, if you're somewhere in the West, ain't nobody going to your LGS in town to buy a souvenir. But in Japan, thousands of people in Akihabara every day buy souvenirs. One example, this was in, sorry for the construction noise, can't help it. This was in El Dorado, I talked about earlier. 4th floor, same building as PDG and Otachu. It's a group of guys in there, They're speaking English. And they were mainly looking at the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And then one of the guys is like, you know, I've always kind of liked Pokemon. I think I'm going to buy a Pokemon card. And he picks out a CD Promo Blastoise. Awesome card. No doubt. Amazing card. Takes it to the cash register where you inspect it. He looks at it for like 2 seconds and just buys it. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that those kinds of cards in pretty much any store here are really, really, really expensive. You can definitely find it cheaper online, probably in a PSA 9, cheaper than what he paid raw for what is likely like a PSA 6 or 7. So that's how things get bought here in Akihabara, right? It's these sort of spontaneous buys, maybe. All right, let's see what Haruruya is like. We might have to change our plans here if it's still like too noisy. It sounds pretty noisy. Maybe I'll just grab a couple and then we move on. All right, it's not too bad. All right, here we go. Here's the... Now, what I like about this one, you got a few different options and they actually have an explanation. So this is actually really neat with English as well. It's a shame the ones I want to try, I really wanted to try this one, are these ones which are like the vintage ones. I was curious about a vintage Oripa. Then the SR, guaranteed SR Oripa is also sold out. So like these are sold out. So we could do a 500 yen one, but it's this Shintek Mate, Shin Standards. I think these are for players, more so. We've got this Odemashi Oripa, 1,000 yen, and then the Yubio Furu Oripa, 500 yen. And if we check out the explanation, and then the top one is like the spring season Oripa, 3,000 yen. This is recommended by the store. It's this one. I don't know. By the way, I don't recommend doing this. I'll make it very clear. We're just doing it for the video. In honor of our original late night walk and talk, where we did some degenerate Oripa gambling. Alright, I finally found them. The Odemashi and then the Yubio Furu. It's 5 cards in each. They don't really tell you what you can expect, so let's get a couple. Yeah, let's get like a couple. It's really awkward doing this one-handed. So the reason why I'm doing this one and not any of the other ones is... Okay, we got something. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing Haruruya and not the other ones is because Haruruya is, a very big, famous card store. And they have a bit of a reputation to uphold, right? They don't want to disappoint you too much. We'll see. Alright, then we get a couple of these. Alrighty, here we go. We should have 4 in here. That's 3. That's 4. Oh, it even says on here, sorry for the light, it even says on here which ones they are. So we'll look at them in a little bit. Let's get to a more quiet place. So back to what I was talking about earlier. I think this is one of the major reasons. This souvenir buying is one of the major reasons why prices are what they are. Of course, with keeping in mind like sort of greater, market movement, stuff like that. Obviously, the tourists aren't dictating what happens to the prices in general, but that's kind of one of the reasons why cars are maybe more expensive than what you would expect in the card stores here in Akihabara. That's mainly it, right? Because you can find those cards online for cheaper at like market price. Or you go to, you know, I talked about earlier about like a Card Rush and Dragon Star, or in general like a lot of the ultra modern stuff is going to have more of an accepted average market price across the stores, with some fluctuations here and there, and then places like Sneaker Dunk and Hallelujah that will just charge 20-25% more for whatever reason. I just remembered I need to actually press the button. All right, we'll grab a beer and then we'll look at the cards. You know, you might wonder, well, then what about Osaka? What about Nagoya? What about Sapporo? All these other places? Well, they tend to be cheaper than Tokyo, and that's one thing for sure. They aren't as touristy as maybe Akihabara, but plenty of tourists in Osaka. And you know, even Nagoya these days is super popular. It's gotten very famous. And as well, like, I feel like, and I can't really, you know, confirm this 100%, but I feel like this, what happens in Tokyo, to an extent, kind of dictates the prices, you know, across the country in a way. All right, that was like the longest red light ever. That was crazy. Yeah, I do feel like that Tokyo is sort of dictating a bit what happens in the country with prices. And I don't think it's other cities necessarily, like, you know, putting downward pressure on the prices in Tokyo. I think everyone kind of looks what the Tokyo stores charge and they kind of go with it. I mean, a lot of the Tokyo stores as well, like Card Rush, Dragon Star, you know, they're big chains. They have like locations across the country. So, you know, there's that massive difference between cities because there's a lot of overlap just with certain stores. But yeah, let's get something to drink. PayPay でお願いします。バーコード決済のボタンをお願いします。バーコードを従業員にレシートをお受け取りください。お取り忘れにご注意ください。ありがとうございます。Alrighty, we got it. Back where we started. I had to do a lot of cuts there. A lot of people still out at about Wednesday night. Kind of crazy. This city never sleeps. Let's go to the bus stop or the taxi stand. Let's go there. We get some light. We can look at the cars. I didn't bring the little tripod for the camera, unfortunately, so I'll have to rock this one-handed. Bear with me. But yeah, we'll go there and we get some light. Alrighty. We're gonna kneel down or do a squat. All right, let's see. All right, the first one is one of these like Yubi of Furu, moving finger. I read the explanation. I didn't get it. Even in English, I didn't get it. All right, here are the cards. Oh, maybe they were talking about like texture, potentially. Okay, it's a baby shiny. Oh, we get a full art. Of course, it's an Espathra card no one cares about. Oh, okay. I'll take that. That's not bad. Look at that, a Haunter and Dratini. Yo, that's good. This was the 500 yen one. Let's do the other one, 500 yen. Hold on, I gotta get more comfortable here. All right, this is the second one. Hey, this isn't bad. I was gonna say, like, one thing with Oripa is they can be fun even if you don't get the hit if done right, in my opinion. And so, like, oh, we got more e-readers, so let's turn them around. All right, we got is it Medichem, maybe? Full art. We got another baby shiny. Yeah, like, if done right, even, like, dot packs can still be fun. So, like, for example, this is a Tangle. I'm pretty sure it's Kamiya, right? It should be Kamiya. There you go. I'm sure these are decently valuable. What about the condition? Yeah, they actually look very good. Hey, that's pretty decent. All right, let's do the other next ones, 1,000 yen. And then at the end, before I finish this video, I'll show you my purchases today. All right, Odemashi, pretty thick. It's also five cards, but it feels thicker somehow. I don't know why. So, okay, so we got another e-reader, non-holo. We got a Pokeball reverse. Sorry if you didn't quite catch that. Raichu. We got a baby shiny. Oh, nice. Hey, we got a VMAX Climax Flareon. That's pretty good. And then a random, sorry, a random E-series. Is it Wingull? Interesting. That's not bad. I mean, is it worth 1,000 yen? Not 100% sure. I think the Flareon is probably like 600 yen. You know, it's okay. Certainly not one of the hits, I wouldn't think, but it's not bad. So far I'm pretty happy. Okay, and then the last one, we got another baby shiny. They're really trying to get rid of those baby shinies and shiny full arts. Nobody cares about them. Okay, we got one of these ancient traits. That's interesting. Okay, so this one was definitely a bit less exciting, but more baby shinies. I think the last one was probably the worst one. The other ones were actually pretty decent. I would give that a solid 7 out of 10, like for the experience. These obviously weren't hit packs, but hey, that's not bad. Alrighty. To finish the video, I'll show you what I purchased today and in what stores. Obviously, I didn't walk past all the stores I know about in Akihabara, but I think we walked past a good amount. All right, here are the cards I purchased today. I purchased a couple of regular tag team GXs. You can see the prices. So these were from that store I talked about where I don't know the name. That has always fair prices and good condition and modern. These modern cards that might be a little bit older. This one was also from that store, the Leafeon V. Then I purchased in... Oh, okay, yeah. Muggy. I bought this in Muggy. The main Muggy. We probably walked past it on the main street. I just didn't stop. Yeah, the main Muggy, not the one in Radio Kaikan, the main one. 5,000 yen. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's got a bit of a... It's not perfect, but it's pretty clean on the back. It's got one little mark, nail, slight nail indent there, so it would never be gradable. But overall, it's a really nice binder copy. I think this is the only what I would call steel. It's actually really good. Alexam Level X for 2,500 yen. Super clean. Got the tiniest bit of whitening at the top corner. It's one of those cards that's we've all seen worse 10s, right? It's one of those. 2,500 yen is really good. This was in Bihompo. We also didn't walk past it today, but you can look it up, Bihompo. They actually did a surprisingly good selection this time around. Last time I was there, they barely had anything, but today was really solid. Then Otachu, not Otachu, PDG, best store in Akihabara. I bought the Latias for 4,000 yen, super clean. And I bought the Ghastly Vending series for 1,500 yen, also really clean. Just Vending series cards in this kind of condition, no whitening. It's just, you don't really find it anymore these days, especially not for less than this. So this is a really solid price and amazing artwork. Let me stand up again. I wasn't prepared that this is kind of spontaneous. I didn't really plan on doing this. Okay. Otherwise I would have brought some equipment. All right, here we go. This is this card. It's clean. It's near mint. It's definitely near mint. This was in Card Rush, I believe. And 3,500 yen is pretty pricey for this card. I mean, it's OC, it's not gradable, and it's near mint. There's a bit of whitening, but it's got an amazing swirl. I don't know if the camera's gonna catch it or not, but it's got the perfect swirl right in here in the tail. You can kind of see it there, I think, a little bit. But just a solid card. I bought another EV Heroes Full Art, the Espeon. I got kind of caught up in the black and white hype. Bought this Reshiram, super beat up, but 2,000 yen is you know what? It's just nice to have. And then I bought a few of the V-Star Universe cards. They've gone up in price a lot. But again, like I said, kind of hard to find. So I think these were decent prices. This was in Dragon Star. So these last 4, these were Dragon Star. There you go. That's it. All right. While I finish my beer, final last announcement before I finish the video. This was my last Akihabara walk and talk, at least for a little while. I am moving. I'm leaving Tokyo. I am moving back to Kansai, back to Kyoto, back where I used to live. Well, not exactly the same place, but in general area of Japan. Which of course means no more Akihabara walk and talks. The good news is I'll be closer to places like Osaka. And so we might do some Osaka walk and talks. And, you know, every couple of months-ish, I'll be back in Tokyo. So it's not completely finished here, of course not. And it's not like I made regular videos anyways, right? But, you know, don't expect any more Akihabara walk and talks anytime soon. And as the loud motorcycle leaves us, I'm gonna say goodbye. Thanks for tuning in to this scuffed video, especially the cards. I know the setup was a bit scuffed. I hope it was still somewhat enjoyable. I hope there's some things today that I was able to talk about that you can learn a little bit from with some of the stores maybe, or the Oripa, or I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to make one more video in Akihabara before I move, so that's it. Alrighty. The last final view at night. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. Thanks so much for that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.